Hello and welcome back to Local to Global 2004. We are currently on Sunday the 4th of March 2007. This is episode number 14. I don't think I said that. Lightning. We've got Lightning, Showdown in Seattle, Lightning and New Dawn in this episode. And last episode we had Snowstorm and then Showcase. Our biggest show of the year where Natty Neidhart became the Emerald Women's Champion. Claudio became the Emerald Championship holder. And TJ Wilson became the number one contender for the Lightning Championship. In the last episode, I mentioned finances. And I actually think that we would probably be okay. Because we made $5,000 last month, which is crazy, and we made $4,000 the month before. I think if we just didn't go on TV until this got cleared, we'd probably be fine. However, I got a couple comments about setting up a consortium alliance, and I think we're going to give that a go. Look, we'll do it for this episode, and if it kind of doesn't work out or it feels like it's cheating, then we will cancel it. Also had a comment which I really liked the idea of, which is to have a sponsor give us the money that we need, but they have a condition that they have a hand-picked wrestler who's like the owner's child, and we have to push them really high and make them an awful wrestler, which I also think is very fun because I like making things harder on myself. But I think we are going to do this first. So we are just going to call this the Emerald Consortium. Let's say there's 5 members max, and it's going to be a consortium. It can be any kind of company, but we don't want insignificant companies, and they can be from anywhere. So let's found. Are you sure you want and become the founder member? Yes, I do. Okay, so now we can invite people to join. So we want to sort this by money, and I had a quick little look before we started off. So these guys aren't. We really want people who are making more money than us, otherwise it's not worthwhile. So No Limits Wrestling, let's invite them. They have rejected because they're already in an alliance. Okay, that's good to know. Chikara, I can never remember how to say it. They made $13,000 last month, so we are going to invite them. They said yes, love that. Internet Wrestling Syndicate, they're on the lower end. East Coast Wrestling Association, they're kind of also on the lower end. Wrestling Society X, hell yeah, let's invite them. Yes. Ring of Honor probably are making loads of money. Yeah, we'll get Ring of Honor in. PWG doing pretty well. Let's invite them. The owner, Super Dragon, has no interest in any alliances. Stampede, we've got oh my god, yes. Please. Yes. Okay. So this does kind of feel like it might be like... we're already at the max numbers. Okay. So we've got Chikara, Ring of Honor, Stampede, and Wrestling Society X. So yeah, we're going to see how this goes for the month. And we can view we're not going to have any alliance titles. We're not a trading alliance, so we can't even do that. We could expel some people and maybe just keep it going. But yeah, so we're currently... we can resign. Okay, so we could... When we get to the end, we can expel everyone and resign. It will just mean that none of these companies like us, probably, but that's fine. We'll contribute all profits to a pot that is shared out equally between members. Can propose talent trades with any other member. Okay, so if I view Ring of Honor and do... contact? No. Where do I do the trades? Do I have to go to roster? No, it's not even on this page, is it? It's like down here, talent trades. Okay, that's fun. We could get Eddie Kingston. That would be fun. How much is he worth? He's only worth 40. I should put him on the shortlist. Anyway, So yeah, we've done that. We're going to see how it goes for the next episode or two, like the next couple months. And yeah, I think once we get out of debt, I might just leave anyway, because especially if we're like realistically, why would you join this if you were making like 50 grand in profit and no one else was, and you're just basically giving all your money away? So who knows? But we are going to give a couple people the night off. I think we're just going to go to our... Can I search? I can. Major stars. Like Claudio, we're not going to use. Davari. Just get them all off so we don't have to worry about keeping them happy, basically. We're expecting 320 fans, so of course... Oh no, we're not doing Soda High anymore. We were Kaiser Lions Club, weren't we? Let's go to Kaiser Lions Club. We've got 115 creative energy. Nisa, this is better. The last couple episodes, our creative finishes have been really bad. Portia Perez wants to hang out backstage. She's 19 and doesn't have a personality. God, sounds like me at 19, am I right, guys? Greg Valentine ran pre-show training drills for 7 women and 2 men. Scott Lost has got a creative finish for us. Let's have a little look at that, and we'll do some team bonding that won't do anything. Lovely. So if we go creative ideas, Scott Lost creative finish is a bit of a gamble, but maybe we'll use it. We've also got an amazing Kong one, which is a bit of a gamble. So I am going to book the show. I actually need to end this, which I can do, and then start some more storylines, because I kind of concluded all of them at the end of the last episode. So yeah, I'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere. And we're back with Lightning. We've got a slight issue in that our referee is working for All Pro Wrestling tonight, and we only have one referee. So Cheerleader Melissa, April Hunter, and I can't remember who else. Someone else is doing the refereeing duty, and I am going to sign one immediately after this show, because, yeah, not great to have a... It's honestly, to be fair, it's the first time we've ever had someone not be able to come to a show because of working other places, so I can't be too mad. But yeah, it is slightly annoying. Anyway, we have one pre-show match: Adam Pearce, Brody Lee, and Matt Stryker taking on Mikey Henderson, Scoot Andrews, and Stu Sanders. We then have Beth Phoenix taking on Lou Fisto in the opening match, and then some post-match scenes. Scott Lost taking on Roderick Strong, Sarah Del Rey taking on Cheerleader Melissa, and then the main event for the Lightning Championship, TJ Wilson versus Nigel McGuinness. So let's get into it. It is a pretty good pre-show match. Scoot Andrews pins Brody Lee with a natural disaster to pick up the win. Mikey Henderson has a gimmick that's going stale. Scoot Andrews head and shoulders above everyone else, getting a 51. Love to see it. I'm actually just going to return to the booking screen and tweak Mikey Henderson's... Where is he? There he is. Tweak his gimmick now, because it's not suitable to be used by Hill. We should probably just change his whole gimmick then. We're doing this now. Okay, that's fine. Let's get some inspiration. Search. Disposition. We want I don't know what he's good at. What does it say here? I don't know. What can I move this? Can I see what he can do? Swagger, Weasley, underdog, or offbeat, unstable. Okay, let's have a look. I like the idea of an offbeat, unstable one. So we've got Acolyte Bum, Evil Doer, Pyromaniac, Weirdo. Let's just do an Evil Doer and confirm the gimmick change. What do you mean he can't play it? It just told me that he could. He played... Oh, I was looking. I was looking in the wrong place. Swagger or Weasley, underdog, and realistic. Thank goodness it told me that. I'm sure you were all shouting at the screen. City Slicker, Ninja, Prima Donna, Teen Idol. Let's do a Prima Donna. That'll be fun. Love that. Anyway, back to the show. And it is Beth Phoenix who picks up the win in 14 minutes and 15 seconds with a choke bomb. Beth Phoenix getting a 36, Lufisto a 35. The chaos of the match helped hide how badly Beth Phoenix was performing. 38 rating altogether, which is not too shabby. We then move on to the next segment, which is Beth Phoenix grabbing a mic. It says that now the Joshi Warriors have been defeated. Maybe it's time for a new woman to step up to the championship. I realize I put woman. Should be woman. Ignore the typo. It's got a 33. I scripted it. I'm probably glad I did. 295 people is much less than 320. That's annoying. Angle got the crowd hotter. Not too bad. The women's championship storyline has started with this segment. I just feel like, I don't know if they have really good chemistry in real life, but I feel like they should, and I feel like they will in the game, but I don't know. It's very, very vibes based. Oh no. And in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, it is Scott Lost who picks up the win over Roderick Strong with a super kick. Scott lost a 45 rating. Roderick Strong a 44, which is actually really good. Creative finish was a failure. Match got the crowd hotter. The crowd seemed to be bored with yet another special guest referee being involved. Buddy, you've got a whole night of them, so get ready for those. It's got a 40. Not a great match. A decent mid-card match. We then have Sarah Del Rey picking up a win against cheerleader Melissa with a spike pile driver. Sarah Del Rey got a 53 because she's amazing. Segment rating of 44. Not too shabby. Cheerleader Melissa a 30, which is pretty good. The crowd seemed to be bored with yet another special guest referee involved. Yeah, they did. We now head into the main event, which is a really good match. Imagine if we had an actual referee. Can you imagine? It had superb wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Nigel McGuinness defeats TJ Wilson with a Tower of London. They went out and stole the show, and Nigel McGuinness has made defense number 3 of the Lightning Championship. TJ Wilson getting a 53, Nigel McGuinness a 64. Number 1 contender storyline. I meant to end it. Let me actually just quickly return to the booking screen and end it in the next segment. Segment rating got a 64. Creative finish was a success, which you love to see. Yeah, I put the creative finish on. I don't normally do them on Lightning, but I put it on because I knew we were going to be getting ref stuff. We're just going to add a note to end the number 1 contender storyline. And hopefully it lets me do it even though TJ Wilson is not involved. And it does. McGuinness grabs a mic and shouts that he will hold on to this title until his death and challenges anyone in the locker room to step up and try and take it from him. He got a rating of 50, which is really good, and he struggled going off script. Number 1 contender storyline ended with this segment, and overall we get a 53 rated show, which isn't too bad. Used Beth Phoenix far too much and Roderick Strong too much, but hey, that's fine. We are going to give TJ and Nigel some love. We will praise them both for great performances. TJ Wilson seemed pleased, and Nigel McGuinness was pleased. We made $1,100 on the night. We went up to 27 popularity. Oh, feels good. Feels good to have the popularity growing, even if it is once a month. That's better than once every 3 months. So, hey, what can you do? Noah's having bad. Let's just have a look. I don't know. I'm guessing it just does it. We'll just do it at the end. Alliance will lose all of it, and then maybe it will Alliance up there. It will probably bring it back in. I don't know how this works, but I am going to sign a referee before I forget, and then I will sim forward, and I will see you all for Showdown in Seattle very soon. So don't go anywhere. And we're back. 18th of March 2007. We are here for Showdown in Seattle. We've got a couple. Natty Neidhart has relocated to Ontario, which is slightly annoying, to be honest. And Bryan Danielson has moved to Hawaii, which has literally no relevance on us at all. But I just thought that was worth noting. Getting a bit of sun. You know what? I love that for him. I actually hate the sun. It's been really hot in the UK this year, and I have hated every second of it. Bring on autumn. That's what I say. Anyway, we are expecting 356 fans. Economy is still below average, but it's getting better. Booking team meeting, we have 117. Creative energy, near certainty, and near certainty. I'm actually just quickly also going to check. We brought in Bryce Remsburg as our second referee, and whoa, got into an argument with referee Bryce Remsburg after the latter openly criticised her as senior referee. Oh. Greg Valentine ran basics and safety training for 7 women and 6 men. We also brought in Harry Smith, Keith Lee, and El Generico. I realised that our let's do an open forum. Only a couple people. I realised our roster was really heavily skewed in the heels for the men, so I brought in a couple baby faces to just even things out a little bit. I don't know why I clicked on this page. I was going to do something. What was I going to do? I was going to check to see if anyone can be added to the booking team from the new people. Rice Bremsberg, only 10. Keith Lee has 25. And, I mean, hey, 10's better than 0, right? So, maybe it's not actually. Because maybe, like, the difference, you know what I'm trying to say. The penalty you get for having an extra person is maybe worse than the booking skill that person will bring. That's what I was trying to say. Who, like, Bryce Remsburg is the better referee. Should I add him as the senior one? She's going to be pissed off. Who knows? Let's just have actually a quick look at the availability. Where is it? Events? No, okay, cool. Didn't want to look at that anyway. I think it is on events and TV, but that's fine. We can have a look here. It's just B-Boy. So our refs are here, which is nice. So I'm going to book this show, and I will be back in just a second for Showdown in Seattle. I forgot again to put us in Seattle. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're in Oregon. We can pretend. Right, yeah, I'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere. And we're back with Showdown in Seattle. We've got 2 pre-show matches. Chris Hero, El Generico, and Tony Jones take on Nigel McGuinness, Adam Pearce, and Matt Striker. We then have Sarah Del Rey, Lufisto, and Serena Deeb take on the Joshi Warriors. We then open the show with a Claudio Castagnoli title celebration before our opening match of Natty Neidhart versus April Hunter. We then have some post-match scenes. Keith Lee versus Scoot Andrews before Sean Davari and Brody Lee take on the Stampede Bulldogs. Let's get into it. Lovely little first opening match. Nigel McGuinness picks up the win for his team, pinning El Generico with the Tower of London. Tony Jones got a 64, El Generico a 39, which is not too bad for a debut. Chris Hero 46, Matt Striker 37, Adam Pearce 41, and Nigel McGuinness a 60. El Generico debuted his Masked Luchador gimmick, and it got adequate. Bryce Remsburg debuted his staff member gimmick, and it was awful. Love to see it. 53 rating match is pretty decent. We then head into the women's 3-way match, and it is the Faces this time who pick up the win when Serena Deeb pinned Gammy with a spike pile driver. Serena Deeb was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's performances. She got a 23, Lufisto a 35. Sarah Del Rey, Amazing Kong, and Takako Inoue all got a 51, which is amazing, and Gammy got a 43. And the Bad Blood storyline has started with this segment. What could that mean? Ooh, 45 rating before heading into the opening show, where Claudio is in the ring with TJ Wilson and new signing Harry Smith. Claudio says he couldn't have won the title without TJ, and any friend of his is welcome in EMPW. They're then interrupted by Davari and Brody Lee, who challenge TJ and Harry to a tag team match in the main event. It got a 36. It was fine. You know, what can you do? It is what it is. We then head into the opening match of the night, and I'm so glad that like the women's matches are just like popping off at the moment. Natty Neidhart defeats April Hunter. They're friendly. They shake hands afterwards in 14 minutes 20 with a sharpshooter, and Natty Neidhart makes her first defense of the Emerald Women's Championship. Natty Neidhart got a 49, which is beautiful. April Hunter got a 36. Creative finish was a success. They have great chemistry, which is lovely to see. The chaos of the match helped hide how badly April Hunter was performing. Everything is coming up Millhouse. We then head into a little story, a little promo even, where Natty grabs a mic. She says she heard what Beth Phoenix said at Lightning. She says that she wants her to challenge her to her face next month at Lightning. That is possibly the most poorly written 2 sentences I've ever done in my life, so apologies for that, but you get the gist of what's going on. The Women's Championship storyline advanced, 25 rating. I thought I scripted it. I meant to script it. I must have forgotten. But Natty Neidhart struggled when going off script, but hey, that's fine. We then head into Keith Lee versus Scoot Andrews. And in a bout that had decent wrestling but little heat, Scoot Andrews defeats Keith Lee in just under 17 minutes with the natural disaster. Keith Lee had an in-ring performance of 19, Scoot Andrews 56. Keith Lee has debuted his badass gimmick and it's got an initial rating of great. Creative finish was a success, but Keith Lee was rusty. But that does not bode well for him having a 19. Like 19 and rusty is like probably going to be like 28 maybe unrusty. But it's fine. He's young. He's only like 22 at the moment, so it's fine. 47 match rating altogether, which is pretty decent. And now we head into the main event tag team matchup. And in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, the Stampede Bulldogs defeat Sean Daivari and Brody Lee when Harry Smith pins Brody Lee with a springboard heart attack. They went out there to steal the show. Let me tell you, that show, it got stolen. Call the police. There's a thief, and it's these 4 people stealing the show. Sometimes I say things and then I hate myself, and that wasn't one of them. That was the best thing I've ever said. Brody Lee had an in-ring performance of 27, Sean Daivari 57, TJ Wilson 62, and Harry Smith 36. Basically everyone we brought in, the 3 people we brought in, none of them are that popular. So just by having them, I mean, in this case he did like, Harry Smith did pin, so hopefully that kind of made like a decent difference. 46 rating isn't too much. Harry Smith was used far too much. Scoot Andrews was used too much. Brody Lee was used too much. And Keith Lee was used too much. Hey, I love to use people. Not in like a negative way. Not in a horrible way. In a, I like to use them in the game way. I reckon TJ Wilson and Daivari. They both did well. Actually, no. Let's... Daivari... Look, I like you, but you've had enough recently. Let's give it to Natty. She also did very well. Pepsi has once again come to say hello. Hey, bud. Hello. TJ Wilson was pleased with the speech. Natty Neidhart seemed pleased. Financial report, we made 452, which is not too bad. We did not go up in popularity, because why would we? Pepsi, please don't stand on the keyboard, my guy. I love you, but you must not. She never comes in here until I start to talk into a microphone, and then she's like, "Damn, that room must be the place to be right now." Right, I am gonna skip forward to Lightning, which is the first of the month actually, which is nice, and then we can also have a little look at how the consortium finances went, how that all helped, and hopefully we just make loads of money. What do they say? The feedback has been very positive. It was a good show, apparently. Hell yeah. Right, I will be back in just 1 second. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. It is the 1st of April, 2007. We're here for Lightning, and we made $14,000 last month. We gave 5 in to the Alliance, so we got 14 back. Incredible. Thank you to everyone who suggested that. We'll probably do this for like a couple months and then just go back to, I mean, actually we should. Okay, I think what we're going to do then is we're going to up our production, get on YouTube, and hire some commentators. I think that's what we will do. But we'll do that after Lightning, because the commentators won't come in before then, and I've had done it before, and then it's just like, you don't have any, or I could just do it, and then no, one thing at a time. We're going to just do Lightning. Also, crazy news story, AJ Styles has been hired by WWE, so that's fun. I'm guessing 75,000 a month. I don't know if you can see. Oh my god, he's so popular. I didn't realize he was that popular. Jesus. Why have I shortlisted him? Pointless. We're never going to sign him. Sorry, Pepsi is once again back, and she's just rubbing her butt in my face. Right, let's just get into the show. I'm gonna have to close the door. I think I don't like doing it because she's so cute, but she does get in the way a little bit. We won't give anyone the night off. We are expecting 371 fans. Come on, Kaiser Lions, let's go. 130. So hey, it's slightly more than before. Near certainty and a safe bet. You love to see it. Locker room instance. Natty Neidhart was brought before wrestlers' court. She was found guilty, and it gave her a small positive impact, which is nice. Greg Valentine ran training for 7 women and 6 men. All done, and let's pull a rib. Why not? Has anyone got bad morale? Someone was annoyed, I remember. Bryce Remsburg. It didn't do anything. Great. Love that. Okay, I'm going to book the show. I'm going to put Pepsi outside the room, and I'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. Just the one pre-show match, Sarah Doré and Lufisto taking on Takako Inoue and Amazing Kong, before our opener of Beth Phoenix versus April Hunter, before Natty and Beth go face-to-face for a promo segment. I just realised I need to move that there. Okay, we then have Harry Smith, TJ Wilson, and Claudio Castagnoli take on Adam Pearce, Matt Striker, and Mikey Henderson. Scoot Andrews versus Chris Hero, some post-match scenes. Tony Jones versus Sean Davari. And then our main event, Nigel McGuinness versus El Generico. And I think for New Dawn, we are going to boost the shows up to an hour and a half. Our roster is getting bigger, and I want to use more people. Like, having 3 matches is quite restrictive. So yeah, we're going to do that. It is the Joshi Warriors who pick up the win over Sarah Doré and Lufisto when Takaka and Noe pinned Lufisto with a beauty fist. Lufisto being the weak link with a 35 rating is just proof of how good the women's division has got. Sarah Doré 52, Amazing Kong 47, Takako Inoue 49. Bad Blood storyline advanced and gained heat. And again, like this storyline, I've got an idea, but it's like, we don't have the showtime to actually do anything with it. So yeah, I think we're going to do that going forward. Segment rating was 48, which is pretty good. We then have Beth Phoenix picking up the win against April Hunter. The match was chaotic, full of action, 37 rated overall. Beth Phoenix a 33, April Hunter a 35, and they didn't click, and it made for an awkward bout, which is a shame. But still, like a decent opening match. We then have Beth Phoenix calls out Natty Neidhart, who comes down to the ring. Beth says to her face that she wants a match at New Dawn. She says that just because she isn't friends with the other women here shouldn't mean that she doesn't get a shot at the title. Just because she doesn't care what the Joshi Warriors are up to doesn't mean that she shouldn't get a shot at the title. Natty says, hey, if you want a shot, you've got it. Beth smiles and says she only needs one and hits Natty with the microphone, knocking her out cold. 35 rated. The Women's Championship storyline advanced and gained heat, which is lovely. Angle got the crowd hotter. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. We then head into the Stampede Bulldogs and Claudio Castagnoli taking on Adam Pearce, Matt Striker, and Mikey Henderson. And it is, of course, the Faces who pick up the win. Harry Smith once again getting the victory for his team, submitting Adam Pearce with a sharpshooter. The match was designed to tell a specific story. TJ Wilson was head and above everyone else. 63 rating for TJ Wilson, 51 for Claudio, Harry Smith a 37, Mikey Henderson a 33, Matt Striker a 35, and Adam Pearce a 40. Harry Smith is getting better at his gimmick, and a 52 overall is very lovely to see. We then... no, I don't. I do want to change Mikey Henderson's gimmick. It got an initial rating of poor. Oh well. We then have a very nice match between Scoot Andrews and Chris Hero, where Scoot Andrews picks up the win in just under 10 minutes with a natural disaster. Scoot Andrews had a performance of 55, Chris Hero 47, segment rating of 55. Beautiful stuff. Again, we're like very consistent. I feel like kind of the issue at the moment is we don't have a few like standout performers who can just go out there, put on like 70, 80 rating, like match rating performances, and just like have a proper top of the card. I feel like we've got a lot of people in sort of like the 50s and early 60s mark, which is nice because it makes it easier to build people up to have a shot at a championship, because you've only got to go up like 5 ratings or whatever. But yeah, it would be nice to have a real like showstopper. We then have I didn't mean to. I thought Scoot Andrews would be better than this, to be honest. He grabs a mic and says that he's coming after the title. He's coming after Claudio, and he's coming after anyone he's ever been close with. As he says this, he picks up Chris Hero and slams him through a table. Obviously, in the real world, Kings of Wrestling, they're not in the game. I guess they weren't Kings of Wrestling in 2004, but they've tagged a couple times on EMPW, so it works. The Emerald Championship storyline has started with this segment. Scoot Andrews struggled when going off script, but a 31 rating isn't awful. We then have a very short 2 minutes 32 match in which Tony Jones defeats Sean Daivari when Sean Daivari is purposefully disqualified by Brody Lee coming in and attacking Tony Jones, beating him down. The two of them, I ran out of time. I didn't have enough time to do an actual angle, but the two of them beat him down crazy style. They beat him down crazy style. Yeah, Tony Jones, a symbolic win, I guess. The fact that this has been our best match so far and it's literally 2.5 minutes is crazy. Tony Jones somehow getting a 62 rating and Daivari a 54. A 58 wrestling rating in a match that's 2.5 minutes long. You love to see it. We then head into our main event, where Nigel McGuinness puts the Lightning Championship on the line, as always, against El Generico, and it is McGuinness who picks up the win in 14 minutes with the Tower of London. McGuinness makes defense number 4 of the Lightning Championship, getting a 63 rating while off his game. Look, maybe Nigel McGuinness is going to be that guy, hopefully. That's kind of what so in my off-camera save, I had a TV champion, and they were on every week, and it was just like, you put the belt on someone, you gave them wins for a couple months, crazy high, like, popularity and stuff. So that's kind of the idea for this. Nigel McGuinness seemed off his game. El Generico got a 33, which isn't too bad. Match got the crowd buzzing. El Generico's getting better at his gimmick. 57 rating overall, giving us a 51 final show rating in front of 368 people, which is really nice. Beth Phoenix, slightly overused, but oh well. Nigel McGuinness and Tony Jones, let me love you, and I will love you until you learn to love yourself. Both pleased with the speech. We made $1,275. Didn't go up in popularity again. This economy, man. This economy. What is it? 2025? Am I right, guys? It's a little political humor for everyone. Hey, Shelton Benjamin and Shaniqua are now a couple. I don't know who Shaniqua is. Personal details. He's dating Linda Mile again. Why? I would like to click on you, but hey, it's fine. Anyway, that's the show. Finances were already 1,200 up. Again, doesn't really matter until the end of the month. But it's nice to know that we're making a bit of money. No, we're not going to move on. We're doing the broadcast deal, aren't we? So, honestly, my brain, it doesn't work a lot of the time. View all broadcasters. Search. No. And then we want to go down to YouTube USA. Tiny, but in all of USA and Canada, which is lovely. So we need production values of amateur and broadcast quality of semi-pro. So production, broadcast quality, upgrade to semi-pro, yes. Production values, was it? I think it was. Let's hope it was. Then if we go to our broadcasters, that's alliances, our broadcasters, and search for yes, YouTube USA. Let's go. We're going to do a new deal for events. They're not willing to give us one that long. They'll give us one for 6 months. That's fine. Not that time slot. Probably on demand. On demand or graveyard. Let's do on demand. It's default, and they don't give us any money, so we'll do 100% just because it feels nicer, They have agreed. Great. Beautiful. So now we need to sign some commentators. And I have looked at commentators. And they're expensive. So let's just do people who can work in the US. Okay, that's too many people. Where are they? So this is play-by-play. So let's say play-by-play of at least 50. Okay, this isn't too many people to go through. So $220 a show, 170. 170 is still the lowest. 160, John McGraw, 54. There was a 140, Milan Mascara, 51. I think we're just going to go for the cheapest options, and we will upgrade them at a later. He's based in Mexico though, so actually he's not going to be cheap at all. So we want to do based in the USA, because we'll just have to pay him $100 to come work. So 180, 160 is now the lowest. John McGraw, he's a play-by-play, 54. Let's get him in. We'll put him on a written contract, 2 years. Beautiful. And then we want to do exactly the same, but for a color commentator. So we'll put that to 0, put color to 50. Quite a few, actually. Al Snow, Aaron Royal, Al Snow. So what's the lowest? Sorry, 180. Also, Billy Firehawk. That is a sick name. Okay. Dr. The Bald Guy. Also pretty sick name. Disco Machine. 190, 180. Johnny Stewart. 180, Carl Mason. Quite a lot for 180. Is anyone going to drop below that? No. So I guess we'll just look at how good they all are. Pete Doyle, 52. Mike Winner, 50 and 50. Mark Madden, 66. Oh, he's 300. That's why he's better. Lanny Riviera, 52. Kyle Mason, 51, but also some booking, like the smallest bit of booking. Johnny Stewart is 53. Disco Machine is 52. He's also good on the mic and is a wrestler, but we don't really need any more wrestlers right now. The Bald Guy, 51, and then Billy Firehawk. Look. It's just got to be Billy Firehawk. He's currently employed by Shockwave. I don't know when their shows happen, but we're gonna make this work. Me and Billy, we've got a long friendship ahead of us. Right, I am going to sim forward to New Dawn, and I'll be back in a sec. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. It's the 15th of April 2007. We are ready for New Dawn. This is going to be the final show of the episode. I almost said final episode of the show. That wouldn't make any sense, would it? Oh, golly, I'm silly. We're not going to give anyone the night off. We will be in the Lions Club. We're expecting 385 fans, which is lovely. We are going to automatically select YouTube and use this selection. Let's go. We're being broadcast. We are going to get a couple let's get a character idea as well. Bit of a gamble for anyone, but that's fine. Locker room instance. Natty Neidhart again in Wrestler's Court, but it had a positive impact. Greg Valentine working with 7 women and 6 men. Bryce Remsburg and cheerleader Melissa have been hanging out recently. You'll love to see it. And let's do some team bonding. Nothing noteworthy came of it. You'll love to see it. So last year we got 59. So 38, 49, 59. So if we get something in the 60s, we'll be happy. This is also our first show that is an hour and a half long, which is very exciting. Last year we had the main event of Tony Jones defeating B-Boy and then signaling for his belt, which I can't remember who had it at that point. Someone had it. Hey, someone had it. Right, I'm going to book the show. I will be back in a second, and we will go through our first hour and a half length show. How exciting. We can have up to 112 minutes of action. How fun. Yeah, don't go anywhere. And we're back for New Dawn 2007. just out the bat, I recorded the last bits on Friday. It is now Tuesday. So I was away. I went to Forbidden Door at the weekend. It was great. I had a lovely time. I took my partner, and it was her first wrestling show, and she enjoyed it more than she thought she would. So that is a thumbs up from me. But yeah, so if I sound a little bit different, it's because it's been a couple days, but hopefully it should all be fine. We have got 3 pre-show matches. This is our first 90-minute show. The first pre-show match is Claudio Castagnoli, Chris Hero, and TJ Wilson taking on Adam Pearce, Mikey Henderson, and Sean Daivari. We then have Lou Fisto and Serena Deeb taking on Amazing Kong and Etsuko Mita of the Joshi Warriors. And our final pre-show match is a triple threat between El Generico, Scott Lost, and Keith Lee. Our opening match of the night is for the Women's Lightning Championship. It is Natty Neidhart versus Beth Phoenix. We then have some post-match scenes. We then got a little Sean Daivari promo before Scoot Andrews takes on Harry Smith. We then have a Scoot Andrews promo. Tony Jones then takes on Matt Striker, and we have a Tony Jones promo. We then have Takako Inoue taking on April Hunter, and the main event for the Lightning Championship, I know it's not Lightning, I know, is Nigel McGuinness versus Yardy France. So yeah, let's jump into it. A 54 rating for this is very nice indeed, and it is the faces who pick up the win. When Claudio pinned Mikey Henderson with a gotch neutralizer. TJ Wilson getting a 64 is so good. Chris Hero a 46, Claudio a 49, Sean Daivari a 60, Mikey Henderson a 37, and Adam Pearce a 39. John McGraw is our new referee. No, he's not. He's a commentator, of course. And his gimmick got awful, and Billy Firehawk's got great, because Billy Firehawk can do no wrong. We're also in front of 366 people, which is very exciting. We then have the Joshi Warriors picking up a win when Amazing Kong pins Serena Deeb with an implant buster. Serena Deeb got a 26, Lou Fisto a 35, Etsuko Mita a 34, and Amazing Kong a 51. Amazing Kong carried the match in terms of in-ring performance, which we were expecting. And then the final pre-show match, we have got El Generico picking up the win when he pins Keith Lee. Keith Lee was the weak link, which we knew about. El Generico got a 41, Scott Lost a 47, and Keith Lee a 25. Keith Lee was rusty, but that will go away soon. So we're just going to keep using him in the pre-show until he is no longer rusty. So let's head into the first match of the main card. Our first ever broadcasted match. Our first ever match that has been broadcast. I don't know the correct way to say that. Is a really good match, actually. And it is Natty Neidhart who picks up the win over Beth Phoenix with a sharpshooter. The match was designed to be chaotic and full of action in order to get the crowd going. And Natty Neidhart has made defense number 2 of the Emerald Women's Championship. Natty Neidhart had an in-ring performance of 48, which is great. Beth Phoenix a 36, which is really good. The Women's Championship storyline has advanced and gained heat. Creative finish was a success. The chaos of the match helped hide how badly Beth Phoenix was performing. And it got the show off to a strong start. 47 rating overall is lovely. And we then have some post-match scenes where Natty is celebrating after the match when she is attacked from behind by Beth Phoenix. Sarah Del Rey then comes out to even the odds, and Beth Phoenix escapes through the crowd. As Natty and Del Rey start to walk up the ramp, Del Rey is attacked from behind by Takako Inoue. Part 1 got a 36, Part 2 got a 42. Overall, 33 rating. Billy Firehawk shouldn't be a road agent. I need to unselect that from him. And wrestler. I just want him to be a commentator. The Women's Championship and Bad Blood storylines both advanced but lost heat. 33 rating. Billy, I take it back. Billy can do wrong. But also I should have unticked the thing. So maybe it's just me that can do wrong, and it's still, it's not Billy's fault. He did the best he could. We then head into a lovely little promo where Sean Daivari is shown backstage with Brody Lee. He says at a Lightning he lost to Jones on purpose. He's a big-time fighter, and he shouldn't be booked on a B show. He says he beat Jones for the title once, and if he wants to run it back, he'll be waiting at Shockwave. Got a 48 rating. Very nice stuff. a nice little, we've got the time now to have a few extra feuds going on, which is lovely to see. We then have Scoot Andrews, and again, Billy Firehawk, really bad. I should probably just go off and change things, but I can't be bothered, so I'm not going to. Scoot Andrews picks up the win over Harry Smith in 17 minutes 50 by pinfall with a natural disaster. Scoot Andrews got a 48, Harry Smith a 36. Scoot Andrews and Harry Smith don't seem to click, and Billy Firehawk was not good as the road agent. It's got a 38 segment rating, which isn't too bad. I actually am going to pause it quickly and go and change Billy Firehawk off all of the things, because I realised that I do actually care and I can be bothered. So I'll be back in 1 sec for the next segment, which is a Scoot Andrews promo. Okay, I'm actually very glad I did that, because he was on like 4 matches or 4 segments. So yeah. After the match, Scoot grabs a mic. He says he's the best wrestler in the world, and at Shockwave he'll prove it by destroying TJ Wilson. It's got a 36 rating, which again, not great, but okay. And the Emerald Championship storyline has advanced and gained heat, which you love to see. We then head into Tony Jones taking on Matt Striker, and Tony Jones does pick up the win in 16 minutes and 6 seconds with a holy shoot. Jones gets a 57 rating, Matt Striker a 38, and Tony Jones has a gimmick that's getting stale. 53 rating overall, which means we're going to go back to the booking screen. And just quickly, where are you, Tony? Tony Jones. Tweak his gimmick, which we love to see. Tony grabs a mic very quickly and just says he accepts Daivari's challenge. 31 rating, which is pretty good for a Tony Jones promo. Yeah, not much to say about that one. We head on to Takako Inoue picking up the win over April Hunter in just under 12 minutes with a Takako panic. Takako Inoue had an in-ring performance of 47, April Hunter a 35, 47, and Inoue was off her game. So pretty good. 46 rating. Beautiful. You can probably see why I have a feud with Inoue and Sarah Del Rey, the 2 best female wrestlers in the company. Give them a match. God, this booking shit is easy, you know. We then head into the main event, and Nigel McGuinness putting the Lightning Championship on the line against Yardy France, and he makes defense number 5, picking up the win in just under 14 and a half minutes. Nigel McGuinness was off his game and got a 62, which is crazy good. Yardy France a 35. The crowd were buzzing. Segment rating was 57, giving us a 50 show rating overall, and the show increased our popularity in 18 regions, which is beautiful. We used Scoot Andrews too much. Beth Phoenix was slightly overused as well. But a pretty good show overall. So Nigel McGuinness, you need some love. You need some love, brother. Let me come here. I'll give you a hug. And let's do Natty. She did really well as well. We're going for all the ends. All the ends today. Nigel McGuinness was pleased. Natty Neidhart seemed pleased. We lost 1,600, but that's fine because we're making loads of money. We went up to 1 popularity in the Tri-State, the Mid-Atlantic, the Maritimes, and Quebec. No number raises other than that, but it's nice to see the yellows on this whole side of the screen, isn't it? And yeah, that's gonna be this episode. We'll check the emails, see if anything came in. I was gonna say while we were away, while we were doing the show. Viewing figures. Hello, 1,819 viewers. 1819. That's a nice number to have. Any little news reports here? I don't think so. Ricky Marvin, I don't know who you are. So yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. Next episode, we will be back and we will be doing 2 episodes of Lightning, Shockwave, and Hotter Than Hell, excuse me. So yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. I hope you're all doing well. And yeah, I'll see you for the next... Oh, actually, the episodes may slow down slightly. I'm going away this coming weekend, and then it's my birthday the week after. and I'm working and all that fun stuff, so I am not sure when I will be able to squeeze in recording some stuff, but hopefully there will be some soon. But yeah, they might. I know I was kind of aiming for like every 3 or 4 days before, but they might slow down slightly over the next couple of weeks. Who knows? But yeah, just subscribe and then you won't miss one. That's the thing. So yeah, thank you all for listening. God, I used to do podcasts and that has just come out there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.